Where do you find God? Almost sounds like a loaded question, doesn't it? I mean, if God was someone you could find, wouldn't everyone be out searching? Well, rather than looking for something elusive, like a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, I reckon it's more about learning to recognise the way God is already present to us in our everyday lives. I'm Lizzie Oakes, and this is Where Do You Find God? My guest on the podcast today is Victoria Hanna. Now, Victoria is an events manager with Tear Fund. If you don't know Tear Fund, they're a Christian not-for-profit. Recently celebrated 50 years of supporting local partners in marginalised communities around the world. Victoria, welcome to Where Do You Find God?
Thank you for having me.
So caught up with you recently because you were in the building. We had Compassion Day where we partnered with you guys, our 3 radio stations, and 72 children sponsored around the world. That's pretty awesome, isn't it?
It's pretty good for a day, yes.
Pretty good day at the office.
Good day in the office when 72, 73 kids get sponsored. Absolutely.
And children all around the world, right?
Yeah.
So cool. Outside of this really amazing work that you do, what else floats your boat? How else do you spend your time?
I have a creative side that God has given me, which is why I love doing events, because I get to be creative. But yeah, so what would I call myself?
I know. I'm
a part-time artist.
I'm a fellow creative, so I get that. Don't just tell me about the things that you enjoy. It's sometimes you're trying to define it, right? And it feels a little bit restrictive. And how long have you got, sort of thing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I do a lot of art, and my art is like model making, if that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not painting, it's not, doing music or whatever. It's making models.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is about it. I like the miniature scale of everything and how, exact and how detailed you can get with them. So
models like what?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
cities?
Yeah, I know. So I've done a variety of things. One of the things I've just done recently are these golf courses.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Left field.
I love that.
Yeah. So there's this guy, his name's Bud Chapman. In the 70s, he did this art series called 18 Infamous Holes. And they are things like a golf course next to a volcano or a golf course on a random remote island. So what I've done is turned that into a model. So it was actually my brother's idea, but I liked it. So I was like, I can totally do that. So I've got like these 2 golfers at a putting green on Mars. And there's like the lunar module there. So it's kind of like they've stolen the lunar module. They've gone to putt on Mars. I've got this one in this forest, and I've got like a AT&T. Oh gosh, no, that's not right. ATST.
The proper name.
Two-legged thing from Star Wars.
You don't ask me.
Yeah.
I like Star Wars, but
same. And that's like in the forest.
Okay.
And so was this guy putting. So it's just fun. It's bizarre. I've called it "Play It Where It Lays." So it's this concept of where you find it, you got to play it. And it might be in the middle of a jungle, or it might be on Mars.
I so love that.
Yeah. So they're funky and they're cool. And if you'd like to buy them, you can go to www. No, I'm just joking.
Well, can you buy them, or do you exhibit them, or what?
No, you can't buy them.
Okay, it's just for fun.
They just sit on my shelf.
Okay.
No, I'm trying to get them into gift shops.
Okay.
So I'm going.
Do you have a website?
Social media page.
Okay. Well, we'll put that on the show notes at the end so people can look.
Cool.
What's it called?
So Kiwi Designs and Creative Minds. Ooh. And what I do is actually showcase a bunch of people across New Zealand that are other creatives, because I couldn't fill up my own page. So I just do a mixture of my stuff and other people's stuff, friends of mine that are other artists and stuff. So, yeah.
So, Victoria, in Acts chapter 17, verse 27, it says, God intended that they would seek him and perhaps reach out for him and find him, though he is not far from each one of us. So my question for you today, Victoria, is where do you find God?
Well, guess what I'm going to say.
I have a bit of an inclination.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100% creativity. And that can be anything, obviously. It's not just me doing my model making. And I was thinking, he is a creative God, and it would make sense that we would connect with him in a creative fashion. Look at the other animals. None of the other animals are creative. You don't see giraffes knitting jumpers now, do you? I have seen
Give them
people.
a chance.
Yeah, it's in the creativity. I feel connected to him. I feel it's a unique thing that everybody can do to a degree. You may or may not be good at it, but you can do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I feel like, you're connecting with his spirit. I know that, like, I read in a book or listened to a podcast or something where this person was saying how in Roman times, I think it was, the genius spirit or whatever was outside of you and it would influence you. And then it became, years later, the genius became inside you and you were the genius. But I like the concept of the genius being outside you because I feel like that's God.
Right, okay.
And like God is, you're connecting with that spirit.
Yeah.
And like I used to be in the worship team. I can sing, but I can't play any instruments. And I always wanted to do a song for God that was purely from my heart and not influenced by him, right? Which is very hard to do. But then I realized I think that's what free worship is.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because in free worship, it's not necessarily in tune.
Yeah.
It's like
Make it up as you go along.
You do. You make it up as you go along and you just saying the words. It's just, oh, I love you, God. You are so amazing. And you're not, it's not polished and it's not, verse, chorus, bridge, key change. It's just from your heart. And I feel like that is an opportunity where he's kind of like going, okay, hands off, talk to me direct. And it's beautiful in its brokenness.
So is that how you feel in your creativity, that you make it up as you go along, there's freedom just to express who you are and there's no rules?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think anybody should have rules when it comes to being creative.
But you see lots of people have hang-ups about their creativity.
In what way?
Well, I'm not creative enough. What I do is, like what you're talking about,
Yes.
you do something quite different.
Yes.
And I love the way that you fully embrace that because that's the way God's made you to be. But I do find for a lot of people and a lot of Christians, you can just sort of limit yourself in a box, whereas that's not very holy or that's not very this. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Have you ever had those kind of hang-ups?
No, but I hear what you're saying because there's being creative and then there's trying to be an artist that sells your stuff commercially.
Okay.
And that's where you have a standard.
Okay.
That's where you're like, not good enough to sell for $10,000, but I might be able to sell it for $10. There's everything's on a scale, but I don't think that is a reflection of your desire to be creative and your connection with God to be creative. You can be creative in your space and it goes nowhere.
I mean,
and it's just private time with you and God. And it's like I painted this picture because I wanted to reflect my love for you. It's absolutely rubbish and it's going in the bottom drawer. But God sees that and God loves that.
yes. But I don't think enough people know that. You're speaking out of a truth that so many... Have you ever read that book? I think it's called The War on Art.
Oh, no.
Maybe you haven't because you haven't had the hang-up where I have. And, you think what you want to do is, to left field or like I love what you talk about, making these models. Whereas some people, I just feel, even someone listening to this podcast now would go, oh, that's really cool, but that doesn't really feel holy enough. I should just be in the worship team. Whereas...
Oh, no, pish posh. No, absolutely not.
But yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like as a worshipper who can't play an instrument, so many times I would listen to songs and like change the lyrics. It's like I can't write a song, but I can come up with lyrics and it's like the tune's already there. And so I can rewrite this to worship God. No one else knows about it. No one else needs to know about it. But it's my creativity. And not everyone.
And you're owning it.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of people don't. Is just what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I really love that. So you go to this place, you express, you have fun. You make these left field things which obviously bring you joy, and you feel a sense of God in that space of you, because we're all made in His image, right? And so in that space, I feel what you're saying is that you're really, you're reflecting who you are. There's other spaces probably in your life that you're reflecting who you are as well. Within that space, and you're there, and you're finding God, what is that God like in that space, that creative space?
He's happy. He's happy to just be spending time with me. He's not judgy. He's not saying, "Oh, you went over the line." He's just enjoying my company, and that to me, of all the gods we could choose from, God is the one that wants to spend time with us, and I love that about Him. Like he's not distant; He's there. When you're doing simple tasks where you're spending time with Him, He's there. And He just gave me a vision. Maybe that's a bit extreme. A thought popped into my head of a 3-year-old. And what parent would say, that drawing is not good enough? That drawing is a bit rubbish. It's like, Mummy, I made this for you. I'm going to treasure that. It's going straight on my fridge. I'm going to have it up for a year, until you give me your next one or whatever. And that's what he does. He just sits there and he's just like, I love watching you doing things that bring you joy because it brings me joy. And if we can do it together, then that makes me even more happy. And so, yeah, it's just it's a cuddle. Put on some worship, do something creative, and just enjoy being in the presence. Yeah.
So good. Victoria, Hanna, thank you for joining me today on Where Do You Find God?
You're very welcome.
Tune in every Wednesday afternoon at 4:30 on Sanctuary, or listen and subscribe via your favourite podcast platform and give us a review so others can find us.